Hi everybody, Laura and Hank are here today. We are excited to join Waffle Flower for their January release. There's Emma. Say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This one here is just...
Hank, look
What
at
do you
that.
think of these, Emma? What do you think?
That is so retro.
So retro. It's so abstract. It's so...
That
makes
looks
my
like-
heart go pitter-patter.
It
What?
looks like the hippie disco.
Hippie disco.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. I'm calling it abstract Laura Fedora in the house. Coming right up. Okay, here we are. I am so excited about these projects. They just got me right in the sweet spot. Here is the Quilting Texture cover die, and this is the Abstract Shapes die set, and we're going to get to going. First, I wanted to create a little textural background, so I have a panel of cream cardstock trimmed a little bit smaller than an A2 size card. I ran it through with that Quilting Texture die. I love that just kind of neutral texture, gives a little bit of interest. And now here, I'm going to go to town. I am going to town with the abstract shapes. Now, of course, you know, you can spend 365 days on Pinterest searching up abstract deliciousness. Here's one that I found. This was my starting point. And I did, at first, I was like, I'm just going to recreate it to the T. But as you get going, you realize not everything works. And then you think, well, what about this? And then you kind of, you go rogue, and then you just use that as inspiration. So it was a nice little kickstart. And I have about a bazillion abstract prints and artwork and design saved on my Pinterest. And it's just such a great source of mojo for me. Okay, so I don't know if I said this on what video I said, but in the new year, one of the things I did was clear out a whole entire drawer that was inks. And now it is just dedicated to solid color cardstock scraps, and I'm in heaven. So I pull out that big drawer and I pull out those scraps and I go to town. And now I'm using all those little scraps with the abstract shapes. Now here's the problem though. I don't always know what brand I'm using. I know a lot of the time I am drawn to Concord 9th. A lot of this is Concord 9th. Might be a little Simon's stamp in there. Occasionally, I have been known to love paper tray ink cardstock. I like Hero Arts. I like Lawn Fawn. You name it. Spellbinders. What else is there? I have my favorite things. I've got it all. But my top two are probably Concord 9th and Simon's Stamp. So I'll link those in the description box. Now here you can see I'm die cutting the shapes twice with, now I die cut that yellow shape. Now I'm die cutting it again with the circle. The reason I'm doing that is so I can butt up that circle but still have a slight little gap, and it fits together like a puzzle piece. Now here I'm really just working from that inspiration with the colors. These are definitely not colors I would have chosen, because you know me, I'm like the rainbow gal through and through, and this is a departure. And so at first, I got to tell you, I was a little bit intimidated that this wasn't going to work with my gut, because I'm a real gut color gal, and if it doesn't feel right, it's just, you know. But I said I'm going to give it a try. It's 2024, Laura. Live on the edge. Okay, so I am popping up all these pieces. I'm using some 3D foam squares by Simon's Stamp. I'm actually using black 3D foam squares. I have a bunch of them, and I never used the black, and I thought, you know what? 2024, use those black foam squares just because, like, why not? You know, what are you saving them for? Okay, so I'm trimming, using that little mini guillotine all the time to trim off. I really want to have little, like, I want all the pieces to fit together and have perfect little gaps. So here's where I went rogue. This was not on the inspiration. So I can take ownership of this little stripy doodad. And I line these up, holding things down with my Post-it tape. And now this is where I reach back in with that wiggly die, and I'm just going to die cut the end of those strips with the wiggly die so that it gives it a nice little wiggly edge. Do you like my terminology? Thank you. Okay, and then I'll trim off that excess on the right side so that it all stays within this neat and tidy little perimeter. Again, little bits of foam tape. I'm trying to, you know what I'm trying to do here lately is use thinner foam tape if I can find it. These 3D foam squares are a little bit thinner, and I like that. Here, I'll show you the black. See these black ones? You would never know it was black. Got to use them up. But I'm liking the thinner foam tape. Now for sentiment, these are the new Sub-Sentiments View die cut. These are pre-printed sentiments. You just can, pop them apart, but I like to use my paper trimmer to make them a little bit slimmer. These are also part of the January release with Waffle Flower, and I just chose this one. What does it say? Life is Good. And I'm going to nestle that right in with the design, just like so. And then I pulled out a few of these little enamel dots. I believe these are Concord 9th. I just tried to find ones that kind of coordinate, so you get that embellishment, but it doesn't really like compete. And there you have a Life is Good abstract, as Emma calls it, retro roller. What did she say? Roller derby? I don't know what that girl's thinking. But I thought, why not do one here? Now, this was not inspired by anything I saw on Pinterest. This is just going off the cuff. I thought that looked like a little abstract rainbow. And I'm going to make a little bit of water under it. Like, I've never seen a rainbow over the ocean or over the water, but how beautiful would that be? And so we're going abstract with it. I'm going to make a little simple sun kind of tucked up over the rainbow. I guess it could be mountains. Could be mountains too. And now this is all Concord 9th cardstock. I can recognize the sorbet, the grapefruit, and whatever those other colors are. But I believe that sun is paper train cardstock. Okay, so getting the lay of the land here. I wanted all these pieces to line up on the right and the left, so I'm taping them together back with that mini guillotine trimmer, just slicing off the edges of those waves so it lines up perfectly with my rainbow arches. And then I'm gonna put foam tape or foam squares. Look at all those black foam squares. You'd never know. And I'm using them up because we're going to use things up in the new year. That's what I'm also trying to do with all my cosmetics. I'm going to use it up before I buy more. And I'm going to clean out my closet. It's time to get rid of the stuff that I don't even wear. Okay, and then now I don't even know what sparked this one, but I did a little pie piece on the sun. Another one of these Sub-Sentiment View. This one says Breathe. Because when I look at this composition, I feel like I can take a breath. There's a lot of white space. It's kind of sublime. And again, with the enamel dots. And then top it off with a yellow one up there on the sun. And this has given me geometric, but it's given me ease, and it's helping me breathe. I don't know. What do you think? Make sure and check out the rest of the January release with Waffle Flower Crafts. They are also so generous to offer a $20 gift certificate to my viewers. So all you have to do is leave a comment on this video and they will pick a winner. You got to leave a comment by January 7th. All the information is in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.